Whoever killed Joe Fields killed my father.
Well, you think the warden did it?
This man killed my father.
You tore apart my family.
I can get you whatever you want.
All I want is for you to know that John Ticker's king.
Lisa. Look up.
Oh. Hi everyone. Hang on 1 second here. How's it going? What am I doing? Oh, I'm making a Doctor Who scarf. So, yeah, it's since I have sent the book off to the proofreaders, I thought I would take just a little bit of time to chill and relax a little bit, watch a little bit of TV, get caught up on some stuff for Pop Culture Sunday, and work at a scarf. Big, huge Doctor Who fan. Just absolutely adore. So, yeah, I'm going to make me a nice 9-foot long, gigantic scarf because, you know, that's what nerds do. So, anyway, so yeah. But,
A reader has a question.
Oh, they do? All right. What's the question?
How do you choose your stories?
Where do I get my stories? Well, obviously, we all know where I get my stories, for my own life, but how do I pick stories? You know, that's an interesting question. I mean, we all of us have our own, you know, little stories, that we share with our friends and family and, you know, whoever. And, what a memoir writer has to do, though, is take those stories and organize them in a way that is, fun and enjoyable or, exciting. And obviously I'm not a super secret agent and I'm not a famous movie star or anything else like that. But I think that, you know, that's okay. Because I try to pick stories that are funny or tragic but engaging, you know, that are relatable between me and my readers. And, you know, and, well, to kind of give an example, this is a story, it's a quick little one that happened in my house a couple years ago. And it's not in any of the books. It might at some point show up somewhere, or not. I don't know. To give a little background, okay. For people who have not been watching a lot of my stuff, for those that have, you know, thank you. But I have I take in homeless people. I take in a lot of them. And I've been doing it for over a decade. And it started by accident, quite truthfully. It was a complete accident. It wasn't something I had set out to do. But anyway, you know, and I take in families and sometimes in pregnant women and vets and ex-cons, and you know, and I give them a place to start their lives over again, and you know, give them a little hand up when the whole world has pushed them down, and it works well, and there is this give and take to it. I am providing them a home and food and shelter and so on and so forth, but they do give back to me. And, you know, sometimes it's helping around the house and sometimes it's other things. And this little story is about the other things that they help me with. I was having a bad day. I mean, just a terrible, god-awful bad day. You know, those kind of days where you don't think that anything is going to go right, and you're worried and you're anxious and you just want to cry and beat your head against the wall. And, you know, I mean, one of those just bad days. And I was sitting here actually in my room, and I was just, it was terrible. It was a bad day. And so I jumped up out of my bed and I ran into the kitchen. It's right next door to my room. And I go into the middle of my kitchen, and I have an older house, so I have vents, gravity vents that go from floor to floor. And I stood below one of those vents and I screamed up at my house, "Somebody tell me I'm pretty." and and then I heard it, and it was echoing through the house, and in the second floor was yelling it up to the first or to the third floor. The third floor was hollering down, "Lisa, you're pretty, you're pretty, you're pretty." And while all these voices all over the house, and I mean, and my house was really, really full that time. I mean, we were like hanging from the rafters full. And I probably couldn't have stopped another person here with a shoehorn. But anyway, so I'm hearing all this echoing of, "Lisa, you're pretty," from, all these people. And then I hear what sounds like a herd of elephants. It's not, but it sounds like a herd of elephants coming down the stairs. And a couple of guys and Alicia all threw their arms around me. And they're hugging me and they're yelling really loud, "Lisa, you're pretty, you're wonderful, you're amazing, we love you, we love you, we love you," until I felt better and I was pretty much deaf. So, yeah, so that's just, it was this really great moment. And it's a moment that, I could turn into a story if I wanted to, because it's one of those times where if everyone has had that day where you just wanted to cry and beat your head, and people can relate to that feeling, that want to be acknowledged, and that need of whatever it is, to be told they're pretty or they're wonderful or they're amazing, and they could see how wonderful something like that could feel, and there's this moment then between me and my reader, or someone who again has had that very bad day and went out and found a similar type of validation one way or another, a friend, a coworker, a spouse, whatever, and has given them back, whatever it was that they just really, really needed at that time, and they can read this story and it can bring up that memory and make someone smile, and again, there's that moment of sharing, and I think that's the most important thing about writing a memoir. It's that that you write and you pick stories that another person can look at it and go, "Oh my God, I remember that day. I remember a day like that. I remember feeling like that. I remember. And at that point, it is not just me speaking, writing words that my readers then read. It's a sharing. They're, as they're reading my words, they're reliving their own memories and their own times, and it becomes a very much of a give and take, and it's it's one of those things where it's that moment where we become friends. Me and my readers become friends. I may not ever meet this person, and we may not ever share our stories back and forth, but that's okay, because but there is that connection, and the reader relates back to me as much as I could relate to them, and it's a sharing that makes my books very relatable for people. You don't have to be rich, you don't have to be famous, you don't have to be extraordinary, in the typical sense, and to look at each other, for them to look at me and me to look back through my book and go, "I understand. I've been there, and I get it," and I think that's what my readers enjoy. I think that's what brings them back and wants and eager for the next book to come out. They want to continue that sharing that goes back and forth like an old friend. And I think as long as I continue to write in that way and pick stories that people can laugh and roll their eyes and think, oh my God. And, you know, and even if you've never experienced it, you can understand, and you can see, and you can put yourself in my place. You can picture it. Just picture this. And so, yeah, I think, and that's it. That's how I pick my stories. Because obviously our lives are full of them constantly. You know, every day is a story, technically. A lot of times it's, you know, I got up and I had a cup of coffee and, you know, I went to work or I went to school or, you know, I ran my errands. But there's those other days, and they don't have to be the big, you know, like I went on a fabulous vacation or I was voted #1 in something, you know, but it's those, you know, stomping in the middle of your kitchen and yelling, tell me I'm pretty. And it becomes something bigger. So yeah, I mean, and like I said, it's each of these little stories that layer on top of each other and create this bigger story that I'm trying to share. Which a lot of times is, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Things may be awful right now, and things may be hard, and you may be in a situation where you can't figure out exactly how you got there, or more importantly, how you're going to get out. But it's okay. It's an acknowledgement that we all feel bad and terrible at times, and it's okay. It's human, and it's life, and we can share that moment together, and you can laugh at my moment for the most part, as you see me taking some fairly radical, you know, solutions at times for a particular problem or situation, and going, okay, this is it. I have looked at all my options, and this is a terrible one, but I'm going for it anyway. And we've all done it. We've all done it, because we don't always all make the right decisions all the time, and it's okay. So yeah, but that's it. It's sorting through and trying to find those stories that are relatable and that I can share with my readers in a very personal way. So anyway, I'm gonna end this and go back to my scarf. Isn't it an awesome scarf? I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is gonna be just like amazing, right? I mean, check that out. So anyway, 9 feet. All right. Any of you Doctor Who fans out there, you understand, okay? You understand. So anyway, I hope you guys had a brilliant Thanksgiving, and wish everyone out there the best of luck for the upcoming holidays, because, you know, God only knows, you know, we all have those things, family moments and presents and kids. Anyway, so you guys have a good time, and come back again next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
On Earth, amongst the creatures you so despise.
You're going to send me into the life of Charlotte Richards. So I thought I'd dive into my employment.
I was pretty surprised when you called me.
You are very attractive.
The only place I've ever felt wanted or respected
Is here with humanity.
This is my home. Deal with it, Mother.